League. It's nice to see you on a Friday. We're here to address what is being dubbed as the 2017 trade scandal. A lot has happened over the last couple days, and we're going to get right into that here in a second. But first, I just want to get this out of the way with so that we can just try and forget that it ever happened. But I reached out to get a few people who are really active in, discussing these trade guidelines and bylaws and just, the everyday operations behind what is our fantasy football waiver and trade system. I said, hey, if you guys want to be in this video I'm going to come out with on Friday, let me know. I got back, out of 6 people I asked, 4 people said that they would send a video in. Literally asking for 3 minutes of their time. Send me a video, turn your phone on, rant for 3 minutes, send it my way. I got 1. They had all night to do it. Alright, so let's get into this whole trade scandal. Let's get into the trades that actually happened. Let's get into why they happened. And then we can go over some trade rules. We have a video by one of the owners that we'll get into as well. We'll make this pretty short. So the first trade that we saw happen was Colin and Jason. So, obviously all these trades involve Jason. For the last few weeks, he's been very vocal, saying, I need a running back, I need a running back. He finally realized Chris Thompson wasn't going to be able to get 30 points off of 10 touches a game like he's been doing. So I think this was the week that he finally decided to just go out and pull the trigger. He's been saying he'll give up Mike Evans. Everybody wants Mike Evans, and it seems like Jason will accept pretty much anything, any sort of running back just to get him. So the first trade that we saw happen was Jason giving up Duke Johnson Jr., Mike Evans, Chris Thompson, and Tyrod Taylor. Colin would use Tyrod on his bye. He'd need Duke as kind of like, a backup to RB2 and stuff like that. And Beffa would be giving Jason his running back in DeMarco Murray, Keenan Allen kind of to replace Mike Evans, and Buck Allen. So Jason would be coming ahead, honestly, in the running back positions, because I think DeMarco, picks it up and is more of a solid play than Duke Johnson. And then Buck Allen's just better than Chris Thompson when it comes to getting points from here on out. Like, Chris Thompson has had a great season, but, you're not going to get 10 touches a game and score 30 points fantasy-wise every time. So, I thought that was a fair trade. Looking at Colin's team, it does look like it gets better. But the trade is pretty fair. So, whatever, the league denied that. We set a precedent. I'm going to get into the trade rules after I discuss all these trades that happened. So Jason realized, I'm not going to get a deal done with Colin because nobody wants his team to be that good, I'm assuming. So he goes to his brother Nick. I don't know if it was just an easy target because they're blood, but, he says, Nick, we need to get a trade done. I actually do, not going to reveal my sources, but I heard that he was actually negotiating with both teams at the same time, pulled the trigger with Colin first, and not even 20 minutes after that first one got vetoed by the league and myself. I think he had this next one accepted. So the next trade with Nick was Jay Ajayi, Terrell Pryor Sr., Devontae Parker, and then Jason would be giving up Duke Johnson, Mike Evans, and Amari Cooper. So we see here Jason Still's getting a running back out of it, and then they're basically just trading 2-for-2 wide receivers. So Nick would be getting an upgrade at receiver. Jason would be getting 1 upgrade at running back. So the league's like, whatever, screw it, pass it through, it's fine. So, I go to it later, and I'm looking on my computer, and I'm like, oh, crap, I gotta approve this trade. I approve it. Not even a minute later, Jason texts me and says, hey, why'd you push that through? I told you not to. So I go in, and as a league manager, I force a trade through, resetting it, okay? Not really thinking, just like, oh crap, sorry. And then I start thinking about it, and I'm like, well, they already accepted it. So whether I push it through now or did nothing, it's going to happen over the review period. So I put it in the group chat for you guys to discuss. I'm like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Do you want me to, force it back ASAP because they technically accepted? And the league spoke, and we forced the trade back. So at this point, Jason's sitting with the trade where he got Jay Ajayi, Devontae Parker, and Terrell Pryor. So Jason's not done yet. He gets back on the phone with Nick. I guess they just got cold feet about the whole thing and end up trading one more time. So this time they trade Mike Evans and Amari Cooper back over to Jason, and Jason sends back Jay Ajayi and Terrell Pryor Sr. over to Nick. So we're done with the trades now. We're finally done. Jason, I don't know why you kept doing all these trades. Like, you're scoring points. You're doing fine. You just have bad matchups. So at the end of the day, after all of it's said and done, only 2 players got traded during all of this. That was Duke Johnson for Devontae Parker. And the funny thing is that Jason all along has been saying he needs a running back. And he ended up trading the running back for another receiver. Jason, I don't know what you're doing, but it didn't work. I mean, and you're probably not going to get any good trade deals done for the rest of the season because of what you just pulled. I think the league's going to veto everything. Alright, Alright, so we set a precedent with trade rules. I'm going to throw them up right here. And basically kind of what we came up with was we were all pretty set on having the 10 outside teams voting, and I think a good number was 5. So if they came to 5 vetoes for that trade, it would not go through. And as you can see, there's a couple other things I'm throwing in. Trade windows every week. Tuesday, starting at 12:01 a.m. So start trading. Thursdays is the last day, and it stops at noon. That gives us about 7 hours to vote. And if you don't think that's enough time, then you need to reconsider being in this league, because if you're not active within 7 hours, I don't know. So I think that's plenty of time, but besides Thursday at noon, it's 24 hours. So if you do it at Tuesday at 12:01 a.m. and you don't get 5 vetoes, second stanza or paragraph, whatever you want to call it, if you don't get 5 vetoes within 24 hours, that will be passed through. So if you throw one out at Tuesday at 12:01 a.m., Wednesday at 12:01 a.m., there's only 4 vetoes, the rest of the league hasn't voted, it goes through. Dog's barking. Lastly, I'm throwing this in just so that it's on the record that we have it. If there's collusion suspected by any teams, it will be reviewed. And if we find that there was collusion involved, minimum 4-week trade suspension, or whatever you want to call it. You're done for 4 weeks. And that's just the minimum. I'm sorry, I don't want to put up with collusion. I don't even want to think that it happens in this league. We do have 2 sets of brothers, so it's very possible that collusion happens. Lastly, this is a living, breathing document, subject to change, subject to amend, just like the United States Constitution, we will cater it to our needs. If things change, it may change as well. So there's that. There's the rules. Next up, we will talk about what do we have up next? So I want to get to one video response that we had sent in by one of our owners, one of the 4 that were supposed to send one in. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this. The league's going to appreciate it. If you wouldn't have sent this in, I wouldn't have even made a video today. The other 3 would have just ruined it for the rest of you. So I asked a couple people. I knew Blaine and Jason would have something to say. Blaine, unfortunately, was occupied, couldn't do it. It's okay. Jason actually declined to comment. So he did not send one in. I'm sure he didn't want to get any more bad publicity than he already has. So the other 3, I mean, you could probably figure out who it is, but I'm not going to say it. That's not how I roll. So we're going to get into just what one of our other owners has to say in this league about this whole ordeal. Let's do it. Coach Partney, I can tell you're outside. I just want to thank you for being on. Hopefully we don't run into any technical difficulties, so let's get right to it. What are your opinions on this?
Hi Reed, it's nice to talk to you tonight. Sitting down here, it's a beautiful night here at the DeSoto Soccer Park. Got a little money riding on an 8-year-old team called the Asteroids. I want to come down here and make sure none of these creepy adults are hanging around youth sports, kind of messing with the integrity of the game, really. And I guess that's what I want to talk about tonight, because this trade, I don't care about the X's and O's. I don't. I stopped caring a long time ago about that. What I care about is the integrity of the league we're trying to create. Now, I hate that people would want to mess with that just for their own, I don't know, for their own personal success. I'd like to say that I didn't see it coming, but the truth is, with Jason, I did. A long time ago, he'll take what he wants. He'll step over anybody to get it. I remember him beating up a little freshman kid for Nutter Butters in track. Jason probably had all kinds of food at home. This kid probably didn't have anything. Didn't matter, Jason, he just took it. Kind of like this league. I hope it stops. I hope everybody sees the light. I hope they start treating the league with respect. Because in the end, it's not about the X's and O's, the Jimmy and Joes of the trade. It's about the integrity of the league. That's the way I see it.
I think we lost him. I think he had everything he needed to say, though. I mean, like Coach Partney said, it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the integrity. And damn it, we better start showing it. With Jason in these trades, with the 3 of you not willing to take 3 minutes out of your time. Coach Partney's out here, busy all day, it seems, out at the soccer fields, still managing to get a video up. I don't know, guys. So, there you have it. I mean, that's pretty much the trade in a nutshell. I don't know if Jason's going to be able to get any more trades done for the rest of this year without, the league sabotaging those veto votes, because I could see 5 vetoes coming in very quickly for any of his trades. But that's it. That's the trade talk. Have a good one.